Hi everybody. A lot of times when people get in touch with me and ask me for help with writing, one of the biggest problems that we have is trying to get them to diversify the kind of language they use at the same time that they try to be more specific with the kinds of ideas that they want to present. So, with that in mind, I'm in the processing of creating a series of videos. And what this series of videos will try to do is to help people improve their writing by making it more diverse. So today what we're going to do is start with the idea of phrases. And there's one thing that I want you to remember right from the very beginning. If you only remember one thing from these videos, please remember that a phrase and a sentence are not the same thing. A phrase is two or more words that work like one grammatical unit. I can say Steven Spielberg, or I can use a noun phrase that provides you with a much clearer idea of what Spielberg has done. I can say Madrid, or I can talk about its political importance, the capital city of Spain. Or if I'm talking to somebody who wants to visit, I might say something like the home of both the Prado and the Santiago Bernabeu Stadium. You probably already are familiar with this concept because of the idea of phrasal verbs. Okay? Phrasal verbs, remember, are the verbs that need a combination of a verb plus a preposition, a verb plus an adverb, or a verb plus an adverb plus a preposition, basically 2 to 3 words that express the same idea as one more formal verb. So, going back to what we talked about at the beginning, why is a phrase different from a sentence? It's very easy. Like we saw before, a phrase works as one grammatical unit. So it's a part of a sentence. It is not a sentence in itself because a phrase does not have independent meaning. And what gives a unit independent meaning? A finite verb. The main verb that has the subject plus the verb. A phrase can be the subject. A phrase can be the object. A phrase can be the verb, but it cannot be both or all 3 of those elements together. So remember, phrases do not have finite verbs. No finite verb means no meaning, no independent meaning. No independent meaning means no sentence. So I might have a noun phrase like the man in the yellow hat, or I could say Sam. Both of those could still be the subject of is. An adjective phrase might give you a more specific visual image of something like a geisha gown. If I say, I bought a geisha gown, that's not as specific as saying, I bought a black Japanese silk geisha gown. Those of you who are mothers probably use prepositional phrases. Could you please put your towel in the bathroom? Because we know that mothers have to be very specific about asking where people put things. And adverb phrases are an excellent way of directing people how to do something. If you've ever had a dog chase you, you know that if the dog wakes up, run is not the same thing as run as fast as you can. So, you're probably asking yourself, why are phrases important? There are 4 main reasons. The first is that they help you create more specific ideas and more precise descriptions of things. The second is that you can put more information inside a sentence that has phrases. I like chocolate. Okay, you basically get the idea, but it's not the same thing as I'm absolutely crazy about dark Belgian chocolate. When I add the adjective phrase and the noun phrase, you know exactly what kind of chocolate I want you to buy me. Advanced language is also in chunks. It's not reliant on individual words. And that's really important if you do an exam. Because if you're doing an exam in English, such as the TOEFL, the YELTS, or the proficiency, you're going to get a far better mark if you use phrases and present ideas and descriptions in phrases rather than simple little sentences. Okay? The information is wrong doesn't give you as much help to make the information right as if somebody tells you the information on this subject is wildly incorrect. Imagine that your friend wants to invite you to meet someone new. Your friend can say, he's nice. Or your friend can say, he's one of the most charming and fun people I've ever met. Be honest. If you had the first description or the second description, which person would you invite out for a beer? Most people would invite the second person. If you'd like more information and more tests and help about this idea of phrases, I'd like to invite you to visit the University of Ottawa's Hypergrammar's website. Just do a search on the internet for University of Ottawa, Hypergrammar, and when the page appears, select Sentence Structure from the menu bar on the left-hand side of the web page. And remember, it's not a question of quantity. We're not looking to put more words inside the sentence. We want to present the information more accurately and with more detail. So I hope you found this video useful. Keep tuned, there will be more videos in this series coming up. If you'd like more information or more help about learning English, please visit the blog at stop-spanglish.blogspot.ca. Or if you're a Spanish learner of English who'd like information about classes, please visit the website at www.stopspanglish.com.